I want to talk about our spiritual heritage. Every person everywhere on this planet has the same spiritual heritage. Everyone. And it's very important that we know about that spiritual heritage. And it's sometimes so difficult for people to learn about it. This week, last 2 weeks alone, I have read articles about how the hotline here in our state on suicide the calls to it have almost doubled in the last year. And I read how our military men, our servicemen, the second largest cause of their death is suicide. We had a kid in school here in our state take out a gun and kill himself right there in school in front of all the other kids last week or so. It's a major problem. It is really a big, major problem. But it wouldn't be if everybody knew about their spiritual heritage. Now, why can't we get this information out? One reason is because there's something like 3,000 different denominations, churches, and all of them believe their way is the only way. Religions do the same thing. They have doctrine instead of spirituality. And then we have scientists who say, oh, there is no such thing as spirit. Nothing at all. So that's why it's hard to get it out. I mean, it's not hard to understand why. Because when people try to teach spirituality, these young people's minds who are thinking about suicide are already filled with different ideas of what life is all about. And even though we now have upwards of 10 million people in the United States that have had near-death experiences and know something about it, I realize some of those are negative, but they always lead to the same conclusion. The person's life is always improved and better. And one thing that's kind of strange to me, and I found out over years of experience, is that when an individual knows for sure that he's a spiritual being and that his life will go on after death, and it will be a good life, that he will not be subject to any sort of torture for the rest of his life, no matter what he's done or said, he gains more confidence. He becomes more sure about himself, and he wants to work in the world. Thoughts of suicide wane. At one time, near-death experiences were being taught to suicidal patients. I don't know whether they still are or not, but they were. And those that actually read them and were interested in them, less than 20% of them ever tried to commit suicide again. It has a calming effect on it, and I can understand why. Because most of these kids have no hope. That's the problem. They don't know what their future is going to be. But if you do know what your future is going to be, then you have a lot more self-confidence. You know a little bit more about what you can try, and you're not so apt to worry about failing, which is so bad in this society. We have a society that 90% of the people look for something wrong when they should be for looking for something that's right and improving it. They're looking for something wrong so they can get it into the media, and the media can talk about mistakes people make in their speech and everything else that you hear. This is not good. This is not good at all. We need to help those people some way. We need to try to understand them, listen to them, and tell them that there is a future. There's a future for everyone. There is hope. There is faith. And it's good. They may be having a rough time of it now, but they need to ask for help and let somebody help them before they do something wild, like go out and shoot a bunch of people and then kill themselves. That's even worse. There was one of those last week too. So I don't have all the answers. I know I've worked with quite a few of these people, and once they understand that they are a spirit being and that they will have eternal life, and that life will be pretty much what they make it, and they won't be punished for what they say and do or the mistakes they made. There won't be no eternal hell or anything of that nature. They do a lot better. They don't want to die anymore. I don't know. It bothers me. Maybe you can help some way. I hope so. Thank you for listening to me.